What's up, guys? ☕Stone here. Today we're going to be doing a new tutorial. We're going to be making these dragonfly stepping stones. I like to joke around and call them mosquito stepping stones, but I'll give you a little shot here. These are the ones I did yesterday, 5 of them. A couple different stages of curing. It's really hard to tell in the video, but the color that I see in them here, as far as dark to light, the furthest one right there in the corner was the very first one I've ever made with this mold. And they're all turning out just very perfect. Not very perfect, but I mean, wow, I'm very pleased with them. Super easy. They're coming out of the mold so easy. And look at my mold, guys. It looks brand new. There's a secret that I found. Now, I don't know necessarily a secret, but a few tips that I found along the way when I was doing this that helped me get with it. And I want to share that with you guys, so stay tuned. Alright guys, we're back. ☕Stone, and that is the ☕Stone. We're going to continue this stepping stone tutorial, and I'm going to show you guys how I made those 5 stepping stones. So there's our mold. Let me show you the tools we're going to need. I use a 5-gallon bucket, just a cheap bucket. I use my drill with this mixing bit. If you check that thing out, had quite a few things mixed on it. I don't really bother rinsing this off. I just kind of shake it off in the bucket and set it on a bag and kind of run away with the project. You'll see, just on a Ryobi drill. Okay? It's perfect. It's going to save your forearms a lot of effort. What I'm using for the stones here is a fast setting concrete mix. It's a Sakrete. It's got a setting time of 30 minutes. See that? 30 minutes. And what I use for my water is my garden bucket. It's sitting here full of water now. Because what I found out with this, with just such a small amount that I'm mixing, when I was first doing this, I was putting too much water in the bucket to start off with, and I can only pour 1 mold at a time, so I was wasting a lot of concrete. Well, out of my first bag, I only got 3 stones, 3 stepping stones out of it. Well, this is my second bag, and I've already gotten 4 out of it, and I still got, I'm down to here on the bag, so I think I could get 2 more out of it, so I can get 6 out of it. And the way I did it was just adjusting the ratio of the mix. So let's get with it. What I tried to do, I'm going to get set up here, guys, for a second. I'll try to keep this short and sweet, but give you the details that you're going to need. If you want to do this, you'll be able to do it. So I'm going to set my phone up here. Give me a second to get stable. Boom. And we'll start mixing. I got a little bit of water in there, or a little more, very little. You see that? Hope this won't dust up my phone too much. I'll pour it slowly. I'll let you see what I'm doing here. I'm kind of just going by the feel of it from what I've done with those other stones at this point. Once the dust clears, you'll see what we got. Let's put this in there. I didn't add any more water to it. Very little water. It looks very dry. Now, I'm going to trickle a little bit of water on it. Not much. You really can add too much really fast. Gotta really get down in the corners of the bucket. Ooh, that might be too much water there. Just to make sure there's no dry mix. Okay. I'm gonna pause that for a second. And I'm gonna show you our mold. Big secret. People talk about using mold releasers and things like that. Here's what I use. This is a small jar. It's got vegetable oil in it from my kitchen. So I take the vegetable oil, just pour it in there, right? And do it like you're baking a cake. You just want to turn this thing around. Pull this camera on. And do the oil all the way around. Gotta hurry too, because normally I do the oil first. I kind of got ahead of myself and mixed my concrete this time. But I'm going to take my hands and just put it all, 2 fingers in the oil, all the way around the edge, and just make sure it's in these little crevices. Alright, I got a little towel right here, right in my hands, and you take your jar and your mold, and you just pour the extra right back in there. I don't want a lot. I just want like a coating of this on there. It's going to take no time at all. No time at all. This is the key. Vegetable oil. Vegetable oil. You can use motor oil. You can use cooking spray. If you don't want to do like I just did and put your fingers all in it. Let's just smooth this over here, guys. Alright, we'll fix the pour. Need to pour this quickly. I'm going to give it another mix real quick. It's all good. I just shake that tool in the bucket, lay it on my bag there, and we're done with it. Alright, so here's our mold all oiled up. See how nice and shiny it looks? I'm going to take it and just hit it upside down a few times. Knock the extra off. Now we reach the point of no return. And we're going to do a pour. Concrete is nice and mixed. Pretty sure I got enough, and we just go with it. Ooh, it's a thick batch too. Wow. Very important to get the air bubbles out. If you don't get the air bubbles out, you end up with cracking in the small details. A little more. Get back in there. The reason the concrete, I use concrete instead of mortar, it's because the concrete has all these little stones in them, and that's going to give it much more strength than mortar alone. Mortar, while it's smooth, no rocks, it will lack the strength of this concrete. Give it some really good shakes. That is it, fans. The key to this is I don't overfill it, but I don't want to underfill it too much either. I see here it may be maybe just a tad shy of being full. There's something very relaxing about pouring that on there, not really screeting it or smoothing it, and just shaking it and watching it smooth itself. What we're doing is we're getting the air bubbles out. See them coming up? Pop them. You don't need to pop it, but they're coming up. Yeah, they're coming up. And they're coming up from those small details in the bottom. We want those to show, and where if we didn't pick these air bubbles out, and a lot coming up, it would chip. It would just chip and fall away so easily. It would ruin the fine details of your piece. This is basically it. With this, I can come back in 30 minutes and this should be set. I'm going to come back, I would say in 15-20 minutes and just give it a good check. I'm going to take it out to the grass, the back area where I first showed you the rest of the stones that I made, and that's normally where I like to take it out of the mold because it's a softer area. This mix is a little thicker than the previous ones I made because you can really see the stones that have come up to the top. But anyway, we'll be back in 30 minutes and we're going to check this guy out and see what it looks like. See ya. Well, alright guys, it's been about 35 minutes. Brought this guy back to the backyard where I've just been letting them all cure kind of in the sun, and I spray them down with water a couple times per day during the curing process. I'm trying to let them slow cure. I don't want them to cure very, very fast, even though it's a fast set. But anyway, here's the one that we just did just a few seconds ago for you. Okay? And it's time to flip it, show you how I do it, show you how this mold has been reacting with that vegetable oil. Now you say, Sly Stone, why are you putting it on that cardboard? Well, it's like baking a cake. When I flip it, I don't want it to crumble. It's still, even though it's set, it's not 100% cured. These that I did yesterday and the day before and all that, I would say they won't be ready for the gardener to step on for about 7 days. You know, so I'm gonna give them 7 days before I put weight on them. But here's how I do it. Very gently take my cardboard out and I place it right over the top so that when I flip it, I apply a little bit of pressure to keep it smooth and just keep it flat, all one piece. Take my hand out and let it set. Now I don't want to mash this or work on this too much because, like we say, we know it's still wet. We don't know what it looks like under there just yet, but we don't want to disturb it too much. The mold has done its thing, okay? We just want to try to get under the edge and do a little lifting if I can. No more pressure, just a little lifting. It's got some air under it. I see the air coming under it. This part over here is still stuck. So we're just going to lift. All those little details right there still stuck. Remember, this was a thick mix too. I don't know. This was the thickest mix I had. Oh, there we go. Okay, the moment of truth, right? We got a little mess up right here. Ooh, 2 of them, and I see it right there. Get a little close up. Close up of this baby. Ooh, these are air bubbles. It's not going to ruin the stone. At least not for me, it won't. Any little fine line cracks, now's the time. Take your finger. Just try to get them adjusted. You're not going to get them perfect at this point, but if we can stop the crumble. This is my worst crumbled one, I would say, guys. On my first tutorial, you see, I guess it's kind of good that you're here with me to see a mess up. It's not a total failure. But, I mean, look here. This one here had a small chip as well. That one does too. I guess they all are going to have their little personalities, beauty marks when they were born from concrete to a mosquito. Anyway, that's it. Look at our mold. We got that little piece in there. I'm going to take this directly to the hose pipe and just wash it down and maybe take a rag and wipe it out if I need to. But now I do have 6 of these. We have 5, we have 6. Beautiful. I'm not going to put any more water on this for probably another 4 hours. But these here, I'll just lightly spray them about every 4 hours, 6 hours, you know, or just whenever I really have time to think about it. Perfect. Just like new. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. See you next time.